Hello and welcome. I hope you guys and girls are well and enjoying your day. What have you got to? You join me here on Euro Truck Simulator 2, and I'm in the MAN Euro 6 with a fuel container, and our journey today is from here to here, and as you can see we are carrying kerosene, very explosive stuff, very flammable stuff, so I think it might be beacons all the way. You might be wondering why I sound a bit different. You might be thinking, oh, okay, you got a cold, Kev. Yeah, it's got a bit of a horrible cold. Bear a second while I just cough and just like try and clear my throat.
Oh, that's better. That's a lot better. Almost clearer. You may also still be thinking you still sound different. There's a difference here. And you'd be right in thinking that. I've got some confessions to make. Now, I apologise in advance. First things first. I apologise in advance for not uploading a great deal of videos. I'm going to go into that on the drive. I've been upgrading. Not just for me, but mainly for you guys and girls, for the YouTube content. Unfortunately, this thing's too much of a behemoth to get in shot, but I've upgraded from this old beastie, which is the Zenith Q82 USB. It wasn't a bad mixer, it just had its limitations, and it was a bit old school, and everything else. Also, I'll take the dust cap off, but this is my old microphone, which is my old Audio Technica USB microphone. Well, it's USB/XLR as well. This has been serving me for many a great years. It still works, still a good, fairly goodish mic to be fair, for its money. From when I paid for it, it was about, when I bought it, must have been around about 80 quid. Probably a bit less because I think I got it on sale. But anyway, I have upgraded to, you're not going to be able to see it because I can't get it in the shot, the Shure MV7X. Now this is the cheaper but newer version of the Shure SM7V, I think, or SM7B. There's pretty much the same capsule from what I understand. It's just they've tweaked bits and pieces so this doesn't give you the same audio as you would be for said microphone. But this cost me £165, where the SM7V is 300 odd quid, and that's what all the big YouTubers can rightfully spend their money on. That's fine. I figured this would probably be a step up from what I was working with anyway, and for the mix-up I've gone, again, it's too big to get into shot, but this bad boy here, it's a Go XLR. Now the cool thing, there's two versions of the Go XLR. There's the XLR, which I've got, and then there's the XLR Mini, and the XLR Mini doesn't have some of the functionality that this big one does. It has lots of different ways and means of playing with it. You've got preset sort of like sample EQs. I could quite easily, if I wanted to, if I turn the effects on now, just for demonstration purposes, and then turn the echo on, echo, and then put some reverb. There we go. Then you've got loads of different sort of like settings you can play about with on that. You can make yourself sound like you're in a church. And you've got loads of presets. I don't know if I've got anything. Anybody out there? There we go.
Ding dong, ding dong. The train now at platform 1 is the 1344 to hell.
There we go. Right, okay. Anyway, I say to hell. It's been hell setting this up. The reason I got that mixer set up and everything else. Let me just drive on now and just do a tug test, make sure the trailers. Oh, hang on, the trailer brake wasn't on. Try now. Yeah, cool. Trailer brakes are holding good. Let me just reset the tracker. Oh, bit derpy. There we go. Do I want to put beacons on? Bear with a sec. Beacons. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, that's beacons. I'll put that on just in case. This kerosene's quite flammable. I think it's probably overkill, but never mind. It is what it is. Let's get out of here. So we've got hopefully a relatively short run. Hopefully I can get this all in one recording. It might go on a bit quicker or a bit longer than normal. I apologise in advance for that.
Get ready to turn right.
Right, let me tell you the full SP, what happened. Pretty much, as you guys and girls know, I was using my old PC as my editing machine. That is still the case. I am still using it as my editing PC. But I noticed the fans were getting a bit noisy on it. And I had two choices. I could have bought just a load of fans for it. Fairly cheapish fans. Nothing too splendid. Or, you know, half decent fans but not cheap and nasty fans. Or I could just upgrade the case. So I went to upgrade the case option. And while I was upgrading the case, I thought, well, as I've got the whole thing to bits, why don't I look into capture cards? And then why is the traffic so held up? It's not because hopefully this isn't going to be sat here for eternity. I've got a nasty suspicion it is. Yes, let me just I've got a nagging suspicion that traffic up ahead is jammed up. Let me just jump out. And that'd be why he's blocking the whole. Why is these dudes stopped over here though? That's because this guy stopped over here, and that's the guy who stopped in here. Right, okay, let me just save it here. Hopefully this will work. If not, I'm gonna have to leap across this traffic. Seems legit, doesn't it? Did I save that? Save. Save that, override that. Yeah. Now load. Let me turn the key off on my engine because that's going to plonk me back down with no engine. Right, cool. Hopefully this will work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. We've tried this once before, haven't we, kids? There is a command you can stop the traffic. There we go, cool. Let me put my keyboard back down. Jump back into truck. Cool.
Time to get the job done.
Right. Brake set. Okay, cool. Off we go again. Right, what was I saying? Right, yeah, so I figured I could get these actually almost.
Keep right, then exit right.
I'll get some on the way.
Exit right.
Just close the window. There we go. Just close it all the way. go. Right, yeah, so I figured while I've got the old beast apart, I might as well invest in a capture card. Now, at the time, when I went to buy it, it was on offer for £100. Now, it's the Ava... Yeah, or Ava Mix... Or Ava something or other. Ava...
Keep left.
Capture card. It's the Duo. That was on offer at the at the time of purchase. Was on offer for £100, and they normally retail for about £200. I saw the 4K version of it, but that was 130 quid at the time. Now, hindsight's a lovely and beautiful thing. I kind of wish I went for that now, because that has more options reference to cruise control set. I believe it is. Yeah, it is. Cool. I can, if I can get to the slow lane, I will. I think I'll stay here though, because I'm creeping up to the other guy. Hope traffic holds. Yeah, anyway. So, yeah, Ava Media, it's called. Ava Media card. Ava Media Duo. Now, like I say, at the time it was on offer for 100 quid. And I figured the one I've got, they normally retail for 200, and the 4K roughly is from 130 to 160.
Keep left.
Now, at the time, I wish I'd spent the 30 quid more on just to get the 4K, because again, that's more customizable resolution situation. Which again is not a big thing. This still captures my native at the moment. It's just a bit finicky. You may notice it as I turn my head sharp. You may not notice it as I turn my head sharp. I've noticed it. I've tried both with XSplit and OBS. There is a bit, it's not on my end, but it's on your end, with the recording aspect. There is a bit of screen tear there, but it's not minuscule enough to learn to live with it for the time being. I might get the 4K version. I may do, I may not. The reason I went for the Duo, because it has 3 ports. It has 2 HDMI's in. One's a pass-through to go through to. It has 3 ports really. 2 of them. One of them is just the main one, and then you've got the HDMI pass-through, which is like it works as a capture for a SLR camera. I'm not going to get an SLR camera, don't worry. But I figured I might try and get, unless I can find a relatively cheap one on eBay or something like that. Anything that's got a HDMI connector on it. Just so then I can upgrade this. The SimDash, but the camera captures SimDash to give it a bit more of a better, a bit more of a better quality image. That's again in the pipe work. It's on my list of things. First thing I need to do is get the new XLR. At the moment, it's using the one that came with my old mic, which is the Audio Technica, which isn't bad. I just think maybe I should just upgrade it. It was a cheaper end, wasn't cheap, but wasn't mega expensive audio cable. I figured I might get one that's a bit more well built and sound insulated against stuff. Let's get an image quickly. Now, while I'm in here, the sound at the moment is a work in progress. I've got to go on the Go XLR software and adjust bits and pieces as we go. Right, okay. What am I looking for? 5.0. It's like now, every now and again, it's like with the sound aspect at the moment. That track there, that weird bassy thing, it's weird, horrible, distorted bass. I'm hoping that doesn't pick up too well on the recording, or so bad on the recording. On my headphones, it sounds really rubbishy, but the rest of the sound's all right. Anyway, I digress. Let's get that little dude on the bike in. The person on the bike as well. That was loud. Sorry about that. That just deafened you. Sorry. I've got to adjust that. That's probably part of my system setting coming out of the gaming computer. I've got to adjust that down so it's not as loud. Let's put cruise control back on. Get it round about 50 miles an hour if I can. 55. There we go. Yeah, I'm running out of diesel. That's something I've got to get. Next petrol station coming up, I'll grab some. Unfortunately, this doesn't run on kerosene, otherwise I could take some out of the tank. Only joking. Anyway, going back. So I figured, let's do this. Let's set up this dual PC setup. So I got the card, then I got a new case as well. Turned out the first case I got was for a Mini ATX. So I've still got that. I might keep that for a future build or something later on. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it at the moment. So I had to buy another case that could take my old motherboard. And then I had issues trying to set up the RGB side of that up, and it didn't want to work, and it turned out that it was a bit of a cheap and nasty setup, and it wasn't the best ideal setup to have, because it looked a bit ropey, to say the least. Sorted all that out, put my new PC, my old PC back together. It looks a lot better now, admittedly, and it runs a lot quieter now as well. I noticed when I was taking it all out, I noticed the old stock heat sink for the CPU, one of the little plastic lugs had broken on it. So I was like, great, okay. I was going to take it to bits anyway, take it off anyway, and re-put some new thermal paste on it, because I know it hasn't been done for a long time. Didn't bother me, but I thought I've got to get a new cooler. So rather than just get another stock cooler, I got a Cooler Master one that's slightly got a bigger heatsink and keeps the CPU cooler. So that sorted out. That just clipped on really easily.
Then exit right.
Got that set up. Then I tried to sort of like wire my old Behringer, the one I showed you earlier, in as part of my setup, but
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
coming in hot there, Kev.
Exit now.
But it was a faff trying to get it to sort it out, and it was the audio noise wasn't great. So I had to buy the new mixer. Then setting that up was a bit of an issue as well, because my old PC, pretty much everything I tried, it was being distorted. The sound coming out was being distorted. And then I had yes, I know I'm running out of diesel. My tank is not warning me yet, but I will find a petrol station, hopefully. If not, I'm in trouble. Let's see if there's one up ahead. Whoa. I'm probably near enough my destination anyway. Yeah, my destination's just there, so I'm gonna literally be done. And there's probably a petrol station back up this way. So yeah, hopefully, that would probably be the closest. Either way. Yeah, I had an absolute nightmare trying to set that all up. And it turned out I had a brainwave. I remember when I had a similar problem once before with my very first headset. Then I remembered that I had a USB sound card, or it was a USB to 2 jack adapter. So I had used that, problem went away. Hopefully now, touch wood, everything's hunky-dory and everything works. So now hopefully I can run sort of like games. Well, I'm running on my new setup. It's only a 3060, which isn't the top end card. I am at some point will upgrade it when I can afford it. It's not a bad card, and it beat my old system hands down. But now I can run that on higher settings and not worry too much about the frame drop, because how XSplit and OBS both work is they utilise your GPU to encode the game capture. So my old PC, that's purely responsible for doing that side of it now. And my new PC that I'm playing on right now, that can game at higher settings. So hopefully, say touch wood, the frame rate will be a lot better. The graphical settings I can
turn right.
What are you doing, Dan? You gone mad? Yes. I know I wasn't going speed
right.
freak, but I didn't want to. He's turning in here. That's not very many. M-A-N. So that's what took me the time, and I apologise in advance why it took me so long to get everything sorted out. It was a nightmare, and I mean an absolute nightmare to sort out. Hopefully, as I say,
right.
it's all over and done with. Now all I got to do is some fine tweaking on
right.
GoXLR app. Reference like the equalizer side of it. You know, increase my bass or decrease my bass, increase my treble, just sharpen up the sound a bit. Hopefully, as I say, touch wood. I've got to mess around with it and see what works best.
Get ready to turn left.
But I did it mainly for you guys and girls. It's a bit of a toy for me, but it's mainly
Turn left.
to improve the content for you guys and girls. Like I said, it's going to increase the frame rate. I shouldn't get as many frame drops or spikes
Get
now.
ready to turn left.
I can play on higher settings for
Turn
newer
left.
games, like The Last of Us. I can probably play that on high, not ultra high, but high. I will try it on ultra, see what happens.
Finally, we are here.
But like I said, the sound is a work in progress. Like I said, I've got to do some. I can still use your input, peeps. Let me know what you think. Whether it's too quiet, too loud. Give me an open and honest opinion. I overshot that deliberately, not accidentally. I wanted to just make sure I was perfectly straight. I'll park it here. Engine off. Yeah, now my petrol lights come on. Now I'm gonna worry. Anyway, let us empty the cargo. It should be a bit easier now that the kerosene's out. It shouldn't be so heavy, and I can run it a bit better. Continue. Drive. and I'll jump out. Say goodbye to you girls and boys. But I hope you girls and girls enjoyed it. If you did, actually I'll turn the bacon off in a minute. If you did enjoy it, please feel free to like. If you didn't enjoy it for any reason at all, please feel free to dislike. Please leave comments either way so then I'm aware, and I can try to improve in future videos. If you know anyone else that may also enjoy watching this, guys and girls, please feel free to share. It helps me a lot, and I don't mind you sharing. If you're new to my channel and want to see future episodes of this or anything else that I'm working on, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so then you're aware as soon as I upload a new video. I'll see you in the next one. TTFN.